When it comes to the European Union and migration issues, it seems that everything has already been said. For some, EU borders are considered as leaky as a sieve. For others, Europe is seen as a fortress, an inaccessible place full of barriers and obstacles. Beyond the shortcuts, the punchlines and confusing news that may lead one to believe that Europe is sometimes a sieve and sometimes a fortress, the analysis of European policy reveals a more complex picture. A picture where the temptation of closing borders clashes with the principle of openness, notably illustrated by the freedom of movement. All these issues seem very complicated, and people are not often willing to dig deeper on the subject. However, having a clear understanding of EU asylum and immigration policy is essential for several reasons. First, if we keep thinking that migration policy is only a national matter, we forget that these European states that belong to the Schengen area share a common space of freedom of movement. One of the core principles of this space implies, or rather imposes, the creation of common asylum and immigration policies. Second, because the EU asylum and immigration policy is at the heart of key challenges that the European Union and its member states have to face. Namely, first, a political challenge, because migration management has become a source of deep division between European states. And this division has serious consequences for the functioning of the EU. Second, there's also an ethical challenge, because the regulations adopted on asylum and immigration policy concern men, women and children and directly affect their basic human rights. Third, there's also a geopolitical challenge, because all discussions around the issue of migration are related to EU's relations with other countries and regions of the world. And fourth, a long-term challenge, because migration policies will contribute to deal with Europe's declining and aging populations as well as climate migrations. In fact, talking about EU migration policy involves three different aspects all at once. Going back to the fundamentals of the construction of the EU, understanding the current context, and having a clear view of our common future. Talking about European migration policy also means, perhaps more importantly, a way of approaching a sensitive and even highly contested subject pedagogically. As such, our project Questioning Migrations gathers researchers and non-formal education actors to develop pedagogical tools focused on migration education. These tools shall provide young and not so young people the keys to build a better future for Europe.